So exciting that the show is back. How excited are you for fans to get to see this?
Well, I guess excited. There's a lot that's going on in this half of the season because, well, for one thing, I feel like this is just a fun season. Season 3 is just, to me, been, I think, one of my favorites because the babies are now, and when I say babies, like they're almost 3 and we still call them babies because I think that's just what we'll always say, the babies. But they're older now, so they're doing so much. They've got personalities. This season was really fun. Like there's just a lot, even the first 5 episodes that have already aired, there's just a lot of going and doing. And then the last 5, it's just a lot of fun stuff coming up. But then we're also hit with quarantine. Not that was fun. That I'm not saying that was fun, but just a lot of these are just a lot of milestones in the babies' lives right now. Just a lot going on. They're growing up.
And can you kind of tease what's coming up in the upcoming episodes?
So we've got so Christmas is when the episodes come back on, it starts with Christmas. Then we go into we have a bad storm that hits right after that. So basically, we've moved into the mobile home. We've already had Thanksgiving. That was already aired. And then Christmas comes up. So we have Christmas in the mobile home. Then we're hit with a tornado that hits about 10, 15 miles down the road from us. And we have to deal with that also in the mobile home because that's the last place you don't want to be, in a mobile home when a tornado hits. So we have to figure out what we're going to do, and then we have a plan and get all 11 of us out just in case it was to hit, right on us. And then in one of the episodes, we take the babies out on individual dates. That's a really fun episode because a lot of times the episodes are filled with just like us doing things all together and you don't really get to focus on one single child. But in one of the episodes, we take each baby on an individual date. That's a lot of fun. Those are really, really cute because I feel like that's a time where fans will really get to see just one baby at a time and kind of learn
their personalities.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest difference to me in this season, especially the second half of the season and now in our personal lives, is how much of a personality they're all developing. And, they're just really growing up, learning how to talk, expressing themselves. And so you really get to see that in the upcoming episodes.
Yeah. And then of course, the quarantine. So episode 9 and 10 are self-filmed. For us, we made it through episode 8 before the crew had to leave. But the crew leaves our house. We shut down filming in episode 8, and then we come back for episode 9, and we're having to film it ourselves. And if you know Eric and I, we're not techies, so to be asked to film a whole episode, we were like, "Have you lost your minds? We cannot film this episode." But we did, and I think it turned out, pretty decent. Easter is in that episode, and then just pretty much the life of being quarantined with 9 kids. It ends up being a pretty cute episode, but and then episode 10 is self-filmed as well.
Kind of get into the question of starting school back. All those worries, starting to get our sports. Our kids are big in sports, our older kids, so the transition of that stopping and then starting back and the decisions that goes with that. So there's a lot of that in the final episodes as well.
Yeah. And another thing in the final episodes is a speech evaluation. We do speech evaluations for all the babies to kind of see where they're at and where we need to, get them because, it is 6 babies and they're all different and they're on all different levels, and some are talking better than others. So it's just kind of, we wanted to see where they're at and what we needed to do, if we needed to push them along in their talking. But I definitely can say they're all talking now, and it's about to even get crazier the more and more they start talking. So it's just going to be like chatter nonstop at our house.
What was that experience like quarantining with so many children? I know it's been difficult for a lot of people. I can't even imagine having so many people under one roof. Were you quarantining at all in the mobile home, or what was that experience like for you?
Yeah, the whole time we were quarantined was in a mobile home, and that made it especially difficult. But the thing about it is that we're blessed to live on 35 or 40 acres, and quarantine happened in middle March. So the weather started getting really nice here. So we was fortunate to be able to go outside a lot, spend a lot of our time, outside, enjoying our property, going fishing with the big boys, doing things like that. So if it wasn't for that, if it was the dead of winter and we were quarantined in the mobile home with, all 11 of us, that would have been really bad. But it was tough anyways.
It was. I mean, it was tough, but there was a lot of goods and bads. We were ready to see people. We were ready, for my parents to be able to come back over and help, friends and family be able to come back over and help. We were ready just to get out of the house, and we couldn't. But thankfully, we did. We just lived outside. The weather was starting to get warmer, and every chance we got, we went outside. We went inside to eat, nap, and sleep. Other than that, we played outside from sun up to sundown just to have space. We just couldn't be all cramped in the mobile home any longer. We had to get out. And so we just lived our quarantine days outside playing. When Eric would get home from work, he did not stop working. So when he would get home from work, he would take the boys fishing out on our property. And we really just got to enjoy each other and do some things that we don't usually get to do because our life normally is so busy going everywhere that we really don't have any downtime. So in a way, quarantine kind of brought us back to slower pace of life that I really think we needed. And I think we appreciated it.
Yeah, there's parts of it we really enjoyed. I mean, we say now we're like right back in the ground, 110%. School started back, ball, sports, practice, all those things have started back. And Courtney and I say to each other a lot, we think about the days of quarantine where you just didn't have anywhere to go, and that was good, to be able to actually take a deep breath and enjoy each other.
Yeah. I mean, as hard as it got, and at times you just long to, everything be back to normal, what we would call our normal. But in a way, now we miss those days of just slow pace of life with nothing to do. That was not that there was nothing to do. We're still taking care of 9 kids, but it was just nice to not have anywhere to go, anywhere to be.
Yeah, we have anywhere. When I got home from work, from that point until bedtime, we just did whatever we wanted to do. That was kind of refreshing.
Yeah, you didn't have to get ready. I mean, we just kind of I don't know. We were just kind of it was just some lazy, fun days of just doing nothing. We say it just took us back to the olden days when there wasn't a lot going on, and it's pretty nice, especially when you're constantly busy all the time. So there was some nice things that came out of it, and a lot of memories made.
I know what you mean. I was telling my husband, I feel like we were kind of living in Little House on the Prairie type times, even though I live in the city, but everything was shut down. So it kind of had that vibe. So I totally know what you mean.
Yeah.
And then just touching on this year has been difficult for many. And I know faith is a big part of your life. How has that helped you through this year?
Yeah, faith is, obviously very important to us, and it's helped us through so many times, especially having the babies and all that. But yeah, this year's is not any different, but we definitely have, leaned on our faith, prayer, a lot of worry sometimes. It started, when all this come about with with the virus and everything, so much uncertainty. You didn't know what to expect, what to expect with health, with the economy, your job, income. There's so many question marks. So obviously we leaned on our faith, a lot of prayer, a lot of just leaning on God for support, and and we were very blessed that we were able to not get the virus yet. To this point, nobody in our family has gotten the virus, so we were very thankful for that. We pray for safety and health of our family every day, and the Lord has blessed us with that for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like the Lord gets us through. God gets us through every single day, because every single day sometimes it's just a grind. With 9 kids and 6 2-year-olds going on 3 years old. But yes, during this time of so much uncertainty, I think the biggest thing was just worry that, when this happened with the virus, it was like, okay, what are, just the what ifs. What are we going to do if we were to get it? And it puts us down. Who's going to be able to take care of our kids? No one can come over if we were to get it. Well, what are we going to do? We have 6 2-year-olds. We don't just have one. We have 6. Like, someone will have to. We've got to stay well to take care of them. And then what if it ran through our whole family and all 11? There's just so many. I mean, you can what if everything to death. But being that our family's large and, all under one roof, it was just very scary that, okay, if one of us get it, we're all getting it. And this is a very scary illness, So, but like Eric said, fortunately, thankfully, we've not been sick, and we just pray that we can dodge it and stay well and healthy for our kids, because it's just like with the flu, when we've had at times all 9 of our kids have the flu, and Eric and I will not get it. And we just say, that's the good Lord. He's keeping us healthy so we can take care of our 9 sick kids. So yeah, the Lord gets us through every single day, for sure.